every one of them that had a great sex life over a span of 40 years did these 13 things. So we're going to list them on the board. Get ready for this. I've had multiples of clients that they really want an incredible sex life. They want passion, they want starbursts, they want fireworks, they want to feel that energy connected with a healthy, wonderful, physically intimate sex life. And a lot of the things that are forgotten is all of the stuff that leads up to a wonderful, physically intimate sex life. All of the non-sexual touch, all of the behaviors and the courtship and the stuff that makes everyone in the relationship feel safe. Men and women are different and they do look at things different, but both need to feel very leaned into, comfortable, cherished, adored, relaxed, safe. And while we get to safety different, there needs to be this real clear attention paid. And so I want to give some clues to how to have a wonderful intimate life. Assignment number 1, and this is one that you've seen in other of my shows. This needs list is a highlighted, clear explanation of what I need to feel safe and happy. And we want people to be clear with their needs. Now, needy means I'm manipulative with my needs and try to manipulate you to meet my needs. And there's also transactional needs getting, and that would be I'll meet 2 of your needs every time you meet 2 of mine. None of that's healthy. What's healthy is for me to just put my needs out there and trust that you have my best interest in mind and that you'll want to meet my needs. And then it's also true that I want to know your needs and I want you to trust me that I'll go out of my way to meet your needs. Now we're in a healthy relationship. And so couples, once a week, just sit down and talk about your top 5 or 10 needs. And your needs won't juggle around a ton, but they'll move around. It won't always be the same 10. Often, needs that move up to the number 1 through 10 on your needs list are needs that are maybe neglected or needs that you're kind of focused on a little bit. Like, let's say I need some companionship. It might be that there's been a heavy work week and Thanksgiving was here, so we had all kinds of family, and we just haven't been alone together much. And so I need alone time with my companion. I need alone time with my lover. So that might be higher on my list. Now, let's say for the next 3 weeks, we're alone all the time because our kids have all moved out, and we're together cuddling on the couch watching episodes of Criminal Minds or whatever's going on. And now we need time with our kids and extended family and grandkids. And so that moves up on the list. And so that's why it's good to stay connected and talk about your top 10 needs. Now, here's the assignment. Express your top 10 needs to your partner, and then your lover is to ask you questions about each of them so that they know how it looks when it's getting met. So I might say I need companionship, and my wife would say to me, tell me what it looks like when I'm being a good companion for you. Now, she's not promising to do it. I'm not expecting her to do it. I just trust that it's going to happen. I trust that we are in tune with each other. She knows that I'm going to go out of my way to meet her needs. I know that she always goes out of her way to meet my needs. And so we have this mutual trust, not mutual transactional relationship. And so I'll explain that to me, companionship means that we put our phones down, we're not looking at screens, we're watching the same show, or we're talking about the same topic, and we're enjoying each other's company. To me, companionship is not both of us looking at our phones, me on Instagram looking at my numbers, and you on Facebook looking at our kids' pictures, and then you laughing at that and me wondering why only 7 people watched my last reel. And so the idea is that that's not companionship. Companionship is putting our phones away and either talking or watching something together at the same time and then talking about it. And she says, okay, that makes sense to me. And then she'll share one of hers and I'll ask questions until we've done 10 of them. Now that's a romantic process. That one assignment will draw couples closer together. Now remember, transactional love means I'll meet 2 of yours and you meet 2 of mine. You tickle my back and I will rub your feet. That's not really romantic. That's transaction. That's hiring it done, so to speak. All right. So Think through that lens. Developing shared vision is number 2. So develop a governing marital purpose. Governing marital purpose is how you two see the world together. What is the purpose of our marriage? What is our aim? How do we want to end up in this life? So those 2 assignments are going to pull you two together. They're going to give you things to talk about. They're going to show how you're connected, strong, and it's something to refer back to when there's maybe a little bit of an argument. Now, there's 13 different things. There's a study called the Normal Bar Study. In fact, you can buy a book. I think it's called The Normal Bar. I bought the book. I've read through it. They studied more than 3,000 couples over 40 years. They identified 13 things that every one of those couples did, every one of them that had a great sex life over a span of 40 years did these 13 things. So we're going to list them on the board. Get ready for this. Thing number 1, they say I love you at least every day and mean it. Like there's a deep, heartfelt I love you. Number 2, they kiss passionately for no reason. Like they give each other a nice, passionate kiss, not because they're going to have sex, not because they're going to get something out of it, not because they're going to get touched or rubbed or some kind of sexual fantasy met. They kiss passionately because they want to kiss passionately. Number 3, they surprise each other with romantic gifts. And it's probably not daily, but it's enough of throughout the year that it's a nice little surprise. They know what turns each other on. They're really aware of the hot spots. Like if I kiss my wife on her neck right there, that turns her on. There's almost any touch turns me on. My wife knows this because I'm the physical touch guy. That's one of my love languages. So they really kind of understand each other's body. They've explored each other. They've talked with each other. They're not shy about that. Number 5, they are physically affectionate with each other, and they are willing to display public displays of affection. They're not standoffish or bashful about that. They play, have fun. They flirt. They tease. They have fun with each other. They cuddle. Now that's one of the big ones on this. In fact, people that have a good sex life all cuddle. Now, my family of origin, cuddling was not a strong thing. It wasn't what masculine men did. But I'm telling you, if you want a good sex life, cuddle. Couples that have a really good intimate life make intimacy a priority. It's not on a to-do list, but it's also not the last thought on their mind. They think about intimacy. They think about physical intimacy. They plan for it. They talk about it. They look forward to it. Number 9, these couples stay really close friends. That foundation of friendship is solid. Number 10, they can talk very comfortably about their sex life. They can share when it's diminishing a little and they want a little bit more. They can share when it maybe feels a little bit transactional. They can talk through things and really they stay comfortable with those discussions. These couples, number 11, they have weekly date night. Now, all of you guys think it's important to date. Everyone I talk to says it is. And then when I get right down to it, couples date once a year, twice a month. What if you made it a priority that no matter what, just like going to church, going to work, you date every week 5 or 6 hours? Like, what if you didn't just rush out to a 30-minute dinner and rush home? What if you let your kids struggle with a babysitter for 5 hours? Number 12, these couples take romantic vacations. Not every vacation includes friends or kids. So they take vacations, just the two of them. And remember, guys, girls, a vacation for work, taking your spouse on a work trip does not count as a romantic vacation. A romantic vacation is when you are pulling aside special time to go away together to rekindle the passion. And number 13, they're mindful of each other. They turn toward each other. See, those 13 things do not sound hard at all. What I hear most often, and I'm going to tell you this, most often the thing that gets in the way of all of those is people struggle with time management. So couples that have a really bad sex life, they generally don't take time. They spend very little time together. They become job-centered and kid-centered, raising family-centered. They talk mostly about how much they have to do. They seem to make everything a priority except each other, then they whine about it. They drift apart because they don't spend time, and they start saying things like, I already know what they're going to say, I don't need to ask. We don't need to talk, we already know. And so they just parallel life, neither one of them accepting the other one's growth, because they still peg them as, no, you said that 10 years ago, you still mean it. And they're unintentional about each other. They don't intentionally look to each other. They bump into each other in a dark hallway. They might have intimate time now and again, but that intimate time does not feel very passionate. It feels dutiful, transactional. So don't fall into that trap of time-starved relationships. Don't fall into the trap of denying yourselves the passion that you deserve. And let's see where this goes. Please leave me a message on if any of this works for you. Leave me a message on what struck you as true. And if you like this, hit like. If you don't like it, don't hit anything. Just joking, you do that. You can give me feedback too. I totally enjoy feedback on how to make the show better. We'll talk to you again. What did the Batman movie say? Why are you so serious? Anyway, I don't remember who said that in Batman, but somebody did.